It's Atlanta's only hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 at home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your boy B-High. Radio shouted, man. Stepping in the building from L.A. I got my partner, man. Kesington Kross, man. What's going with it, man?
Everything, man. I'm excited. Just been riding around, you know, going everywhere, all over the U.S. and, you know, meeting a lot of radio people.
Yeah.
You know, really happy to be here.
Now, tell me about this new EP. Audio Justice. That's a strong name right there.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, I mean, I consider myself a strong artist.
Yeah.
I developed the concept of you know, basically bringing back justice to the audio, justice to the radio, because I feel like it's been a bit of complacency, you know, going on within the industry. And as a vocalist, as a songwriter, and a producer, I wanted to push the envelope.
Now, in doing so, I know you got a little bit of that East Indian flavor in there, some of that 80s nostalgia. I mean, tell me how you jump from genre to genre and keep it all cohesive at the same time.
Well, that's the thing that I love to do. I love like duality and taking things that don't go together usually and making it work. The art of that is that's really what keeps me excited about music. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, I feel like with urban music, we need to inject it with some fresh flavors, some fresh dimensions. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's easy. You know, we just build from the ground up. A lot of times when I'm creating, it's like a jam session. Like we have musicians and we all get on instruments, we build it up, and then I just write, you know, top line or whatever, and you know, so you can sneak things in there. You know, it's pretty easy. Now
describe that creative process for me, because I understand that you are a singer, songwriter, and musician. Now that's a powerful combination when it comes to making that music.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just simple, man. If you when you connect, you just kind of get, it's almost spiritual. You just kind of get that line, you know, and you just take off. And for me, it's just you know, you just get in, and once I get that concept, and you know, everything else kind of flows. It's funny enough, I've actually dreamed entire songs before. Like I sleep and I hear the track, everything, and it's not an existing song. And I go to the studio and like create everything that I heard.
I mean, how can you remember all that stuff from
that dream? You look for your tape recorder and you just hum every melody possible. And then you just kind of get it out as fast as you can.
Now I understand some of your influences include David Bowie, Phil Collins. I mean, are we gonna hear some In the Air Tonight around here to where?
That's funny. Possibly. Possibly. That's one of my favorite songs.
Now, I mean, tell me about how they influenced your music.
Well, pretty much. I mean, I got a lot of my foundation from those artists, and because I mean, it was before my time, but my grandfather owned a record shop in L.A. And I used to go into his. After he closed it down, he moved his whole catalog into his garage, and I wasn't supposed to be back there, but I did it anyway. So I would go back there. I learned how to work a record player, and I would pull out the records and I would just dust them off and look. And that's when I came across like artists like Cameo and you know, Rick James and Prince and you know, Annie Lennox, Rhythmics. You know, his catalog was kind of heavy in the '80s, but then as I grew with my musical knowledge, I realized that the '80s was a decade where artists were less genre specific. Like artists like, you know, Michael Jackson and Prince existed, but then their albums weren't just one thing. It was like funk, and it had pop elements, and it had alternative elements. Like Thriller album is so diverse. Purple Rain is so diverse, and that's one of the things. I mean, I'm not trying to emulate them per se. I'm just influenced because I feel like we, I guess, have sort of the same story. Like one of the backstory to my life in general is, like I said, I was born in Los Angeles, California. Spent half of my life in Orange County. We lost everything, moved to Compton. So
it's real.
Yeah, it's real. It got real. So with that,
how was that experience for you?
It was amazing. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was a culture shock at first, but I got acclimated and I got kind of into the groove and got a strong understanding for true life and all that it entails, you know.
How do you feel like going from that affluent community to the hood influenced your music?
I wouldn't say that it influenced the music directly as much as, I mean, maybe in certain places like cadence and delivery, listening to rap and being introduced to rap and that kind of like the capacity that like NWA and like real rap versus like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, other, you know, more pop oriented rap. So I kind of implemented that in my delivery and understanding how to lock into a groove. But it more so taught me how to stay strong and persevere, and it gave me some edge. Yeah.
Now, what are one of the main genres that you like to dabble in the most? Is it hip hop? Is it R&B? Is it rock? Sam?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a such thing as pop music anymore, but I don't know. I think funny enough, R&B music is really easy for me, and alternative music is really easy for me too. Yeah. Because Orange County was like a lot of like I was like kind of rooted in like listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. Anthony Kiedis is one of my favorites. No Doubt, and then when we moved to Compton, like it was like rap and R&B. You know? Yeah. So you know, hearing my mom play like Anita Baker and Sade, you know, and she's the super fans of them, and Mary J. Blige. So I mean, those things were kind of around me, you know, all the time. Pop music too, but I don't know, just pop. There's less boundaries. I don't know. It's less definitive to anything. It's just what it is.
Now, the songs that you have created, what are some of your favorite ones that you put out so far?
I can't do that.
Oh man, you got to give up one of the babies. Give me the top 3 babies.
They are. I love all the music, man. They're all important to me. They're all relevant because they speak to different facets of who I am as an artist. Like, you know, Arabian Paradise is the more, I mean, everything is sensual and like everything has, you know, footing in this sexy nighttime kind of feel. But I'd say Arabian Paradise is like, I don't know, it's more so playing to like the kooky left field part of me, like you know, playing with like, you know, voice manipulation and stuff like that, and just like, you know, effects and all that. And then, you know, you got Carry On, that's a lot more inspirational. It's kind of like Prince meets Phil Collins with the melodies. You know, Horses it's got a little bit of a funky Prince kind of feel to it. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm excited about every one of them. Yeah. Now,
what are some of the things that you did to hone your craft and develop it to where it is today?
Live life. And I mean, funny enough, I've always thought of myself as like, not necessarily like an experiment. Like I just push myself forward and just like put myself into just life, you know, and experience it and just log it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I'm always taking notes of situations that happen, and you know, usually if you ever around me, like, be careful what you do or say, because it's going to be turned into a song. For sure.
I can definitely dig that. Now, lastly, what is next for you, though?
Well, basically, if you guys have seen the video for Give Me Your Love, it's on Vivo and YouTube, and on a few blog sites. It's been a lot of people showed the love, from Rolling Stone magazine to...
I mean, how does it feel when that song hits Rolling Stone, though?
I'm honored. I'm honored because I don't have a puppeteer over me, like, controlling what I do. So I can take ownership for the cultivation of the project, of visually what it is, you know. I mean, I was influenced by this movie called Blade Runner that I think is really cool, visually stunning. And with that, with the video being created in its entirety by, you know, the concept, the treatment, a lot of the clothes, like I sketch and mold and stuff, so I mean it was easy to just be like, I want to wear this, and I just draw it out, and we created it. For it to get praised by such a like prestigious publication, I'm honored.
Now, what makes you so hands-on with the music? Because you got some people that just say, you know, send me a demo and I'm gonna sing this sucker over and be done with it. You over here producing it, writing it, singing it, then coming up for the with the visuals for it also. I mean, what makes you so hands-on with it?
I feel like, I'll speak for myself as an artist, I feel like artists should be connected to their music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, I feel like there's room for every type of artist. There's room for artists that take other people's, I mean, there's an art in connecting to someone else's lyrics that they write for them. For me, I like that my DNA is engraved into every element, every facet of my art. I think that's really important because, I mean, we only live once.
Exactly.
So, and if you get the opportunity to, you know, project your perspective onto the world, you know, you might as well do it, you know, in all capacities.
Exactly. And what advice would you give to somebody else that want to do what you're doing right now?
Stay strong, persevere, take care of yourself. Don't be on your last leg when you get your deal because you're going to croak.
Oh,
They're
man.
going to push you.
Exactly.
They're going to push you to the limit.
How was that for you when you got your deal? Because a lot of times in this industry, we work so hard to get to these places, and then when you reach the platform, it's time to get busy, but you're wore out from the journey.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say I'm worn out. I'd say the getting to the experience and seeing I feel victorious. I feel really excited, and I wouldn't trade the way it happened for anything because, to be honest, I mean, I was signed by legends, you know, and that doesn't even happen anymore because the music industry is so ran by politics and the machine, and some of the last creatives pulled me out of the aspiring artist graveyard and said, you know what, I'm gonna give you a chance, you know, like.
How did you get in contact with these legends? Was your star shining so bright where it
My
was?
star was, man. No, basically, like, I did a writing session. Over at Babyface's studio, and I was working with a producer that he had signed, and he heard the record that we did, and he was like, yeah. He wants to work with me. Yeah. Because, you know, they have to turn in everything that they do to Babyface. So yeah, he wants to work with me. So I went over to his studio where nobody goes, where it's off limits. And then I go in and we write a record pretty fast. And he's like, you want to reference it? You want a demo? Like, go sing? I'm like, well, really? Like, you gonna let me sing the song too? Yeah. Let me do that. So I get in the booth and I start singing, and you know, when you write a record and basically when you write a record, usually as a person that writes and sings, when you're trying to pitch a record or give it to another artist, sometimes you got to reel it in because you don't want to intimidate the person buying the record. So I got in the booth and I'm like singing, like just, you know, trying to pace myself, and then he stood up, he was like, you know, go ahead and just like let go and feel it, you know, don't hold back, and you can tell. So I just let go, and I just started singing and just felt it. And then basically at the end of the session, he was like, that was amazing, you have a great voice, and you're not just a songwriter, you're an artist, which were the most golden words I had ever heard in my life, you know, especially coming from a person that could make a change. And then he basically said, I can't promise you anything, but I'm going to send your stuff over to L.A. Reid. And then L.A. Reid flew out, and he heard me sing, and heard the music, and the rest is history, man.
That's crazy. I mean, give them your Twitter, your Instagram, and how they can get in contact with you.
Well, basically, both Twitter and Instagram is Kesington Kross, K-E-S-I-N-G-T-O-N, Kross with a K. Again, it's K-E-S-I-N-G-T-O-N, Kross with a K, and that's Instagram and Twitter.
Already, man. Homie, appreciate you coming through this thing, man. Wish you nothing but the best and much success.
Thank you.
Be Hot Radio, shout it. It's Hot 107.9, man. Let's go.